Welcome back everybody to Hardcore Minecraft. My name is Dawson. Thanks for checking out the video. We've survived well over 100 hours in this hardcore world, but we are not done yet. In this episode, I want to get some building done here around my starter valley. It's kind of looking bare for so much that we've got accomplished, but that's gonna change today. Hang out to the end to see my new favorite build. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see how long I can last in this hardcore world. So we start. Ow! God, stupid pufferfish. That's not how this adventure was supposed to start off. But anyways, we got these wings and we wanted to explore the world. So we headed off into the vast unknown with some fancy brushes because specifically I wanted to get some trims and the sherds, all the cool stuff. So we went out, found all this cool, the sussy sand, you know. We did our best, try to be smart, you know, and responsible. We got so much cool stuff, and right here, I even got a sniffer. I got a sniffer. In fact, I got two, and I'm gonna be raising them later. But for now, we found in one of these underwater temples, and we wanted to build a prismarine farm. So we flew back to base, grabbed some potions, you know, the underwater breathing, the invisibility potions, crushed these fools. It was not easy. I screamed a little bit, medium. I screamed medium. Okay, I screamed a lot. I screamed a lot. But in the end, we were able to crush these guardians and finally get to the sweetness. You know, the sweetness, that spongy sweetness. Ooh, boy. While we were out and about flying around, we ran into this incredible little jungle temple here. Had to go check out on the inside because there are trims, maybe sherds. I definitely walked into literally the first trap you could walk into. I don't care. Look how powerful I am. I don't care. It doesn't matter. So we flew off, and then I ran into this, you know, pyramid, and I was like, oh boy. And literally the moment I landed, I heard some strange. It was like a crazy explosion. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, what is that, hen? And I was like, I'll have to check that out later in flashback. And these idiots blew up all my loot. Doesn't matter because I still explored. I took my brush in there, did a little bit of brushing, found some sherds. Ooh boy, I'm collecting all the sherds this episode. That's gonna be so important later on here because sherds are important. Also, diamond! Oh, and then we found a trail ruin. The trail ruins are so hard to see. But we found one almost dead near spawn. Got in there, took up so many bricks, found some sussy gravel, even more sherds. It was good. Bricks, mud bricks, and then last but not least, we found this terrifying woodland mansion. And did we go in? No, we did not. I chickened out. We chickened out as a team. But we did break in the wall, into the basement, rescued these adorable little allays, and we took them all the way back to base. Okay, Mr. Kidders, I know what you're thinking. You said to me, there's no way you're gonna finish 4 or 5 builds in this episode. And you know what, Mr. Kidders, you're wrong! Let's take a look at this butte. Take a look at this. I'll bring you with me. No, it was too hard to get you there. You're gonna stay there. Watch from a distance, Mr. Kitters. The greenhouse, ladies and gentlemen. I am very proud of this one. I spent some time in creative, just cooking up the shape, cooking up the colors. I wanted to transition from like a darker tones, stones, translating up into the bricks there, back up into the mossy top, just to kind of show off that like, hey, this building's alive. It's got some life in it, and therefore it must be full of life. And ladies and gentlemen, it is. It's full of all the life. I did the interior. Look at this. So level one. It's gonna be all nethery stuff. So I've got, you know, some plants on display, some cool barrels. All these barrels filled with stuffs. Okay, look at this. Look at all the warped stuff, the greens. I got the reds, and then mushrooms. I gotta figure out a way to get more mushrooms. Okay. Second floor. These are gonna be like the more natural plants, some of the hangy stuff. So I have these all kind of organized over here. So I got all the bushes, and then over in this section is all the growing stuff. Vines. I've got the pale hanging moss. I've got some of the glowberries. In this barrel, this is full of aquatics. All the water stubs, the drip leaves, you know, the corals. All that's good stuff. And right here, Too Tall. They call me Too Tall Dawson. Hardcore Too Tall Dawson. That's gonna be the new thing that's gonna pop up right here. So I got all the Too Talls here, and luckily, I have them set up so I can just blast them with some bone meal, collect whatever I need. I wish that this sunflower would point a different direction, but you know, you just can't control the sunflowers. Just how it is. And lastly, we've got, you know, just all the flowers. I think that between me and Hen, we're gonna set up a few flower farms across spawn here. And even the ceiling here is meant to be alive. You know, you see the trees, the moss growing down from the roof here. And I've got, look at this, I even got some cocoa beans up here. I'm using all the space. This is just efficient Minecraft. And last but not least, we've got the tower. Now the tower is not much to look at. It's just so tight. A little bit of storage at the bottom. A winding staircase of doom. Oh, I'm dizzy. I put this creeper poster up here because it scares me every time I come up through here. I think it's a creeper and I give myself a jump scare. So dumb. But here at the top of the tower, we've got a few little balconies. We can survey our kingdom. And I'm thinking right over there, where I'm looking right now, where those horses are conveniently in the way, that's where my next build's gonna go. So let's fire up the flashback and let's keep this episode going. You guys, I'm crushing so much going on. The next build is gonna be the Masons. Oh my goodness, this was truly a feat of building. Look at this. these two brand new buildings here to just, to start to bring this tiny little village into a true town. We're really starting to get somewhere. I think the first place that we need to go is over here to the stable. I want to do something a little bit different. I wanted to have some color pops here. The whites really stand through here, especially with the snow peaks in the background there. And I went ahead and used the darker contrast on the roofs there. But this is a huge stable on the inside. You can ride right in. Already done interior decorating here. It's perfect. Let me drop off Samantha real fast. Thank you, girl. Now, besides just these two, my super fast... Oh, I've decided on a name for my fast horse. It's going to be Wolfgang. Wolfgang the Impaler. And Samantha. Okay, so top side here in this little stable, we've got a cute little loft, just some storage, just some hay bales. On the other side there, a bed, more storage, just cute little workspace here where you can work on their little horseshoes, you bang them. I'm a professional blacksmith. I'm so good at banging. Come at the back side of the stable here. I wanted to have all the other horses, all the colors, all the friends that I've made on this journey, but I wanted to give them a little bit more space to romp and frolic. So I created this little pasture. I think it's wonderful. Spent some time, on the necessities, food. Okay, so we got the hay bales, We've got also this cute little apple tree. I think I'm gonna put some apples and some item frames down here, but I'll get to that later. Also this beautiful pine. Ooh, look at this baby. So that creates the shade. We've got food, we've got shade, we've got space for exercise, and water source. Thought of everything. And actually the first thing that I built before the stable was this little masonry, little mason hut, little mason house. This is a little place for people to come to work. I love bricks. I love all the bricks and the granite and all the fancy stuff. So I wanted to build something a little bit shorter to create a little bit more depth in town here. But it's also kind of following the line of the secondary roads here. Let's take a little look inside. That's right. I even decorated it. Look how cute this is. Just all the vases. And if you saw in the flashbacks there, we went ahead and did a bunch of adventuring. Got a whole bunch of cool sherds. Wait, let me show you my sherds. I'm like basically the sherd master. Oh, where's my sherds? Okay, there they are. Oh, I've got so many. Let me put them in. Not that barrel. That barrel's full. This barrel. Here we go. Oh, I don't know how to do it fast like everybody does on the internet. Okay. Yes. 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 OMG! Look at all that adventuring. There's more. There's more! So we've got all these trims. So obviously it means I need a trim library. But also, look at all of these cool sherds. I want to be able to use these sherds all over town to, just add that little dash of accent onto some of these builds. But these guys are good. They're okay. I trade them up. They have not been zombified, but they do give me the 1 emerald for all the bricks. And that's really what they're here for. So that's what I've got so far. It's really coming together, but I need something to tie the whole thing together. I need... The linchpin of this is going to be a main street. And these little side paths, they're okay. They're okay for now. But they're going to be secondary roads. I believe that I want to build a truly main street coming right up through here the middle with the greenhouse as the background. Run up through here, past the stables, past the pastures. It's going to be incredible. I've got a lot of work to do. Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, the roads are done! And it looks so different. It looks so good. So this is just kind of the beginning section of the path here. It's gonna hit this crossroads eventually and hit off this way and this way. But I'll probably just leave the rocky cobblestone bit for right here, but I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. I decided to give this road through town here a more rocky kind of feel, since most of my builds in this area are mostly, you know, brick and granite and a lot of wood. You know, it made sense to just break up all the colors here in town, and I think it's doing a great job. I added just a little step up here along this area, and I elevated this up a few extra blocks. I think I'm gonna put something grand here, just have not decided what yet. But I connected this path all the way down through here to the portal, to the roof, and down to the quarry there. This is all starting to look real good. In this section here, I wasn't sure what to do. You know, we've got the quarry on this side. I had just this little spot of just grassy knoll here in front of the stables. So I decided to put just like a little park, you know, a little entryway into the park here. It's grassy and light. But I also decided to lighten up this area a little bit with just a birch. You know, I'm using the same achacha bushes as with the pine over there, but I wanted to change up the trunk color, and I went with some diorite, I went with some andesite, and I even used some pink in there, and I think that looks really good. The road through here goes through town. It's a nice solid 5 wide, big enough for carts, you know, animals to pull loads through town here. I put a nice little bend up through here, got rid of the sugarcane section that used to be right there. I think this corner needs something really cool too. Maybe like a wagon, or maybe like a cool hanging sign? I'm not sure what's gonna go there yet. But I continued the sidewalk, the little dip, all the way down through here. And this path is gonna run all the way to the end of town. So I have a lot more pathing to do. Honestly, I just ran out tough. I ran out tough, and I didn't feel like doing any more mining in this episode. But I'm really excited with how this roads is transforming this town from just a town to truly a home. A hardcore home. Hardcore Dawson's home. Hardcore Dawson's town. I need a really good name for this town. If you guys have any ideas what we should call this little starter valley town here, write it down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see how long I can survive in this hardcore world, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. That'd be so cool. Appreciate you guys so much. I've got some big plans for the next episode. I got a big monster build I want to do. So make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.